No! Why can't you listen to me?
What's wrong?
Hey! No.
I'm sorry, I can't control it. It's who I am, who we are.
I still need you. I'm sorry.
All right.
Hello?
Hello, guys.
Hello?
Hello, everyone.
Can you hear us? Hee hee.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Woo! Let's go. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that was our thesis film. We made
Yeah.
that last
Wow.
year at the School of Visual Arts.
Oh my god.
And it's had a pretty great world tour. We've had a pretty good festival run. We picked up some nice little awards along the way, and now it's going to have a home here on YouTube. Um, yeah. So if anyone has any like questions about like the production of it, the making of it, were like the inspiration behind the film. I guess like you can start talking about that a little
Mm-mm.
bit. Yeah, this film was very much when I was coming up with the story, like in my junior year, like summer before junior year, it was very much inspired by like my own transition and like coming out as a trans person. And
Mhm.
so that's kind of what the fire initially represented. And then, yeah, teaming up with Heather was like the best decision all around because like, yeah, we feel each other's like skill sets. Like, I kind of like I'm a generalist, but like, I need an animator, especially because I
Mhm.
don't animate that well. And, and then also like on the story wise, like Heather did a lot of like the story beats as well, like the entire intro. I think
Mhm.
you did. And then like also something we talked about was like expanding like the meaning of the film to be
Mhm.
more than just about like a kind of transgender allegory.
Mhm.
I had a lot of people connect with the film like on like a personal level. That's like I'm doing something different than like what I like was thought I was going to be, or like I want to do something that is different from how other people see me, or it's like something within you is kind of coming out, and
Mm.
that story is pretty relatable to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I think what's it when Ollie first brought me on to like work on Twin Sparks together. We really worked on trying to make the story more applicable to like a wider like range of audience as well.
yeah. Mm.
Also, I'm Heather, by the way. If that wasn't clear, I
Yeah.
don't know. Did we introduce ourselves?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm Ollie, and that's Heather.
Yeah.
We
Ollie's
made
on.
this film.
Yeah, Ollie's on the left and Heather's on the right. But yeah, wait. Do we also say like which roles, like what exactly we did? I mean, you kind of went a little bit into it, but Ollie and I are both like co-directors, but Ollie specifically like wait, say your roles, I'll say mine.
Oh yeah, I handled the modeling, some of the rigging, look dev and effects and lighting on the film, and
Mhm.
then yeah, Heather.
And then I did some storyboarding. I did all previs and animation. And then production and oh my god, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while.
Did too, yeah.
uh, I did a little bit of. Wait, what was it called again? Oh no.
Compositing?
Yeah, compositing. Compositing.
Yeah, compositing, yeah.
Yeah, compositing. Mm-mm-mm.
Mhm.
But yeah. So.
Yeah. Small film, you kind of wear every hat on the so like we were also like in like pretty much in actuality, like the producers, like we were also working directly with the voice actors, working
Mhm.
directly with the musicians and the sound designers, musician and sound designer singular. um and yeah, because you just, and then like we were also like self-promoting, we are like putting on our
Mhm.
Instagram, or we were submitting to all the festivals and stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a labor of love, but I think I'm still pretty proud of how the film came out.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so I can start. I have a little like little thingy prepared.
Mhm. All right.
For
You want to show them environment slides?
yeah, let me switch my screen share. How do I
Oh no, it's
do?
okay. I got them up.
Oh, I was gonna do the slides. Oh, you
Oh
got the
no, I
slides
have
up?
them in here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. Okay. So, bam, twin sparks.
Yeah.
Let's-
Okay.
I'll make ourselves smaller. Meow. All right. I'll move on to the next slide. Bop.
Yeah, so this is kind of a look into how we built the overall like 2D, 3D look of the film. I was like a lot of people, I saw Spider-Verse my freshman year of college, and I was like, this is insane. Why isn't everyone doing this? And then everyone started doing it. But I was like, I was just obsessed with how they made the background of like all the looks in the film, and like how to get that like 2D animated look in 3D. I think it's really a treat. So we looked at a lot of 2D concept art to kind of bring it to life, especially because the setting's in a forest. We wanted the forest to kind of really be lush and very green. I grew up like in upstate New York. I biked through a ton of forest as a kid, so I wanted it to feel like accurate in that way. something that we really found inspiration in is Bill Cohn. His environment. These are pastels, I believe, on the left here. Um, and they're really, really quite beautiful. Like the quality of the light is so nice.
Mhm.
You also use some real life reference that's on the right here. And then if we just go to the next slide, um, this is an underclassman at SVA who did some beautiful concept art for us. This is Isna Kim's concept art. We were just trying to land on like what the plants looked like. We did a lot of different concept art variations um, because I think I wanted it to feel like kind of like bubbly, I guess, and or like just like lush and full. And then the next slide kind of shows the this is an early bit also by Zisna of like the cave exterior. We did actually keep the tire swing is in the corner.
Yeah.
That's not really featured in the story. But then like the cave entrance. I think going back to I wish I had like incorporated more of that idea of like the cave entrance kind of um, having these like tendrils that come out of it and that really leads the eye in. I looked at this earlier today. I was like, dang, I wish I did that.
Yeah, I
Um,
think looking back at our film after we really like took a step back from it for a while, like I can see so many things. I'm like, I wish I went a
oh
little
yeah,
further on
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's
Let me
kind of
get,
how it goes.
let me get to the next
Um,
slide for you.
Yeah, next slide is some concept art that I put together. The top right one is a unused scene. We had a lot of different like cut scenes in the film. Like originally there was a song. I rewrote that song like
Yeah,
three
I
times,
remember that.
and then I was like, no, it doesn't work. I don't like it anymore. So then we
And then I
cut
was
it.
like, Ollie, you're gonna make me do lip sync for how long?
No, for real. Um, So, and then like the bottom is like a pretty quick concept art of like that initial like cave scene, and then like the top left I think was inspired by John Singer Sargent and his like flower paintings. I wanted it to just like feel like lush and nice.
Mhm.
Um, I keep saying lush, man. Next slide.
Okay.
Next slide is so this is pictures from the Princess Mononoke art book because of course, you know, why not? And then like how the bushes look and all the treetops look stacked up together. Um, and like how like cloudy they feel. So we wanted to really have that in the background of our film as well. Like this is a like small like guide I put together on the right for an underclassman who is doing the bush paintings for us. And we were doing them in grayscale so that I could vary the colors procedurally, so that they weren't locked into one specific color.
Smart.
Yeah, and then like last slide here, this was actually a friend recommended this artist to me when we were early in production. This is Tyrus Wong. He was one of the background painters on Bambi. And something that really became key for us was like how the backgrounds kind of recede into fog, but how like the lack of detail or like the implied bits of detail kind of like it marries the scene together a lot nicer. Um, because I think earlier iterations of our environment, like it was too graphic, it was too busy, and then you like couldn't see the character like in front of it. So this was really key for like understanding like, oh, you can have stuff fade into the background and it'll still feel full, with that like kind of implied detail. Um, yeah, and then I can switch over.
Okay.
Um,
Give me one sec.
I can show off the environment in Blender in real life.
Yep. Just give me one sec. Setting that up. And boop.
Yeah, so this is the environment, like what this actually looks like in Blender. Like, because we were rendering in Eevee, Eevee's a real-time engine, we were actually able to see, like, I want to say like a good 90%, 85, 90% of what the actual film would be rendered as while we were lighting and while we were, like, putting the scenes together. So there's a lot of elements in here. There's these bushes. that are generated in Houdini actually. If you see like the model view of this, it's actually just a bunch of planes kind of like attached to balls, like with that kind of like cloudy shape. And then this willow tree was also animated in Houdini. It's just kind of like strips of mesh that kind of cascade down from the top with a like texture map on them.
It looks so nice.
We have some like little like just like flat PNGs to add like to break up like the more detailed models. So these are just like little painted PNGs that I made in Photoshop. Everything like is hand painted. All the textures, all the rocks, and all the ground is hand painted. And then we actually use Blender geometry nodes. These were like new when we started making the film. And this was really helpful to be able to populate a large area of foliage at once. So basically these are kind of like differently shaped meshes that have these little plants scattered on top of them, and then these kind of get like shrink wrapped to the ground. And I can kind of like vary the size and the scale of these by like adjusting this. And this is really, it was easy to just kind of like plop a bunch of these down around to just fill up the space, because forests are like full of visual noise. Of these as well, like we had like a bunch of different plants that were modeled by some underclassmen who worked on the film, Tian and Kimmy, Tian Pham and Kimmy Ma. They were really excellent in helping us bring the film to life. And yeah, we got a little tower swing over here. We have a little like fort over here, like stick fort that our main character kind of runs out of when they're on fire. And then we have this like forest path. I don't think this angle ever gets shown in the film, but this forest path that kind of leads up out there. And then like you see, we also have a lot of atmospheric fog in the scene. That's going back to that Tyler Swan concept art, trying to lessen the amount of visual noise and having things kind of fade off, and like with that implied detail. That was our attempt at that. And then here is the bush painting that we mentioned before. These are just flat PNGs in the background that just like fill up the horizon essentially. So that everywhere you look, like there's nothing that's just kind of like empty basically. And then yeah, I think I can switch over my view to Houdini. I can do a very quick run through of how the fire character gets put together. Let me change to here. Alright, so this is a scene from the end of the film. This is when like the fire character kind of like turns back and looks. They're like brushing their hand through the water at the end of the lake, in the lake. Yeah, this is actually there was a lot of R&D on this character, so there's a lot of elements to it too. There's the main character mesh that's animated, and then there's all these like colorful bits of mesh that are kind of on top of it, and these all kind of match up to different like textures. So like this like long bit of hair that's kind of coming up, those have like the flame textures mapped onto them, so that you get like the kind of like painted edges of the flames. Same with the ones on the arms, and then we actually have this like center bit animated. Let's see if I can show that without Houdini crashing on me. So the the points kind of emanate from the chest of the fire character. We kind of wanted it to have like this kind of energy coming out from the center always. And then those bits of mesh also have textures on them, so that they had to have painted edges. Is the stream glitching?
It's glitching a little. Sorry,
okay.
guys.
Discord does not like Houdini.
Yeah.
Apologies.
All
right.
Give us.
Well, then I can probably shut this down because I think it's just pulling too much off my graphics card.
Okay.
It's like, yeah. All right, I'll switch back over to Blender.
Technical difficulties. do 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 do.
Yeah, Houdini is a very heavy program.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that pretty much just about wraps up our
Mhm.
guide, like what we had prepared. Yeah.
Yippee.
Thank you for coming. We hope you enjoyed
Yeah.
our film, and
Mhm.
it'll be on this channel. If you guys want to share it or like send it around, we'll also be reaching out to CG Bros and CG Meetup. They're kind of like big channels that post like CG short films, and so we'll have them post our film there, and then it'll be out in the world officially. Yay!
Should we switch over to Q&A if anyone has any questions?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Wow! Ah! If anyone has any questions, now is the time to ask. But if not, forever
It's
hold
your
your
last
peace.
chance to ever speak to us again.
Yeah.
We're gonna be entering hobbit holes.
We'll disappear into the void.
Yeah. No, but I'm really glad that I made the film because like I think because I took a gap year. We both took gap years.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
And
Yeah.
there was a point where I like felt like what if I don't want to go back to school? Like what if I like try to take the skill set that I have already and just kind of strike out on my own. But I knew I wanted to come back and make this film, and it's been really inspiring to like go to, like seeing at the festivals like other people like creating their films and like just the amount of creativity and work and like effort that goes into all these projects is really inspiring to see. And so I am very glad that I did it and I got, we got to make something to put out into the world and like people can see it.
Yeah, I agree. I think like going from like scratch from like step 1 to all the way to 100, it was like you could really appreciate more like with the whole pipeline and also learning communication skills and planning skills, and it's just there's a lot more to learn, not just like skill wise, because Ollie and I, we both took gap years, so like I think we learned a lot in terms of like like
like how to communicate properly on a team, I think was
yeah.
big. And just like not stepping on each other's toes in terms of like having ownership of parts of the pipeline so that you feel like no one's like breathing down your neck to get stuff done. Yeah, no, Heather was a really great teammate to have for this entire process.
Ollie was a great teammate too. We made a good team.
Yeah, we made a good team. And yeah, it feels nice to have like a complete thing that you can just like point to and be like, that's mine, you know? So yeah. All right, I think that just about wraps it up. Thank you guys for coming. And yeah, so the full film will be posted on this YouTube channel, and then we'll be posting it on some other channels as well. All right.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Yippee. And,
See ya.
yeah.
Oh, Brian's here. Brian!
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 Oh my god. But yeah, so I guess that's everything then. Oh my god, I can see them like reacting.
Yeah.
They're sending like the hundreds and like the hearts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess with that, we can wrap it up here. And thank you everyone for coming.
Yeah, thank you everyone. All right.
All right, I guess we go now.
All right.
Goodbye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.